There's a long tradition of vicars doing rather interesting things in their spare time, like beekeeping, knitting, photography, even writing children's books. But I can't say I've heard of anyone doing anything like this. The Rev Murray McBride is kept busy most of the week looking after his parish in Shropshire. But I've heard he has quite an unusual hobby. Hello, Murray.
Hello, Vicky. Welcome to St George's.
Thank you very much indeed. Lovely to meet you.
Good
busy
to see
as always, huh?
It's a busy life as a vicar, absolutely.
Now, what is it that you do, Murray, that's a little bit different?
Well, I make jewellery, but I make it from antler of moose from Sweden.
Moose antlers.
Yes.
This I cannot wait to see.
Would you like to go and see this?
I would love to, thank you.
Come this way.
I was confused. Where do you find moose antlers in Shropshire? And where would you even get the idea of making something out of them? Murray explained.
It's taken me about 10 years to learn how to do it. Started very simply. My mother-in-law gave me something to play with in Sweden, where my wife comes from, and just started to use, you know, the natural shape, the form, the colours, and just started to progress from there, using the shape of it. And there's some reindeers. They're very sort of, you know, prehistoric looking, like stick things. But when you're working at that sort of size, and you know, several years ago, that's the best that I could do. And then you just start experimenting, you know, with natural shapes. You look at the shape of the antler and think, oh, what does that remind me of? And then it's a bit like sort of Michelangelo, you know, there's a shape in there that wants to come out. So you kind of say, what can I make?
And looking at this, tell me, you didn't shoot Bambi, did you, Murray?
No, I didn't.
No.
Because that's a moose, actually.
Okay.
I didn't shoot the moose either. You can see it's actually, you can see the roots of it, so it's actually fallen off.
Oh, yes, I
And
see.
my mother-in-law gave me it. In fact, that's moose, and that's reindeer. And you can see it's gone pink because it's been stained by the berries, the blueberries in the forest. So that's why it's gone sort of like this, bleached in the sun. Up there. And
do you use this as well?
Yeah, I do, but not as much, because this is a little bit more brittle, a little bit more sort of crunchy inside. But the Sami wood, you know, people have been using these up in the Lapland for thousands of years. You know, this is what they make the tools of, and they make their own jewellery, so I was kind of a bit inspired by them.
Is it difficult? Because it looks difficult.
It is. It's a very hard substance. It's like aluminium. It's as strong as aluminium, very light, and sharp as well. And it takes a lot of cutting. You've got to use metal cutting tools to do it. So something as complicated as a snowflake, that is very, very difficult to cut. But some things are not too bad. That was a very early. A lot of these I've made for my wife, Karen, because I don't sell them. I make them for gifts and presents and things like this.
This is just for you?
Yeah, for friends and relatives. Like the Swedes love them because they know what the substance is. I like that because it reminds me of the stars in Sweden.
So when you're talking about your workshop,
yes,
is that here as well?
It's in the garage, absolutely.
This is where it happens.
Yep, this is my workshop. Well, it's my garage, but it's my workshop, yeah.
Okay, show me.
Well, this is, you've seen the larger bits of antler. This is what I cut them into, obviously, so I can sort of work them a bit finer. Mainly I look at the antler and say, you know, what does that shape remind me of? You know, is it an animal? In this case, I wanted to sort of think about a bird, and here's an owl, a design that I was working on. And then I found a piece of the antler, the scoop, the scallop part, and it took me about a day, and I've cut these in half. And then I started to make the feathering. And again, that took another 2 days to do that on my holiday.
Can I have a go? Is that okay?
Of course you can, absolutely. Well, here's a piece, a reindeer, and this is part of the reindeer antler. So if you want to, let's take a file and have a go. So do you want to try and sort of smooth off part of that antler? That's right. Well, you want to turn that around, Vicki. That's right. So the round end towards the... That's it. That's it. Perfect, yeah.
This will take ages.
It'll take a few hours. Take a few hours. You've got a lot to think about.
You could get lost doing it though, couldn't you? You could...
Yeah.
It's very therapeutic.
It is. Listen to local radio. You even start thinking about the people you're making them for as well. It's very therapeutic for me.
I think I'm going to have to keep practicing if I'm ever going to get to Murray's standard. Now, where can I find some moose antlers?